A mother of a missing boy, police say, was taken by his father, pleading for her son's safe return.
You know you're wrong, this is not right, and I just want to see my family.
Slots in St. Johns County, that decision could soon be up to you. When commissioners will decide if they want to take that gamble.
And strong storms popping up, causing damage in at least one local neighborhood. The Weather Authority tracking when you can expect to see those storms in your neighborhood.
Live from the local station, News 4 Jax starts now.
It is a complicated story about a child abduction case in Gainesville where an Amber Alert has not been issued.
Saturday afternoon, 6-year-old Mez Williams was taken from his aunt's home. The boy's mother lived there as well, Tracy Washington. The mother and son had been staying there about a month after leaving a domestic abuse situation in Maryland. Williams was taken by his father, James Williams, who was never married nor officially had legal custody. He does have warrants out for his arrest in the state of Maryland. Channel 4's Bakari Savage joining us live in Gainesville. Bakari, you spoke with the boy's mother and aunt about how Mez was taken.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm standing in the front yard of the aunt's home. This is where Mez was taken from. So we pull up, of course, we go to the front door, right? That's what you would normally do. But the aunt, her name is Crystal Carr. She lives here. This is her house. She says that people don't usually go to that door if they know their habits. They come around to the back door, which is a little hidden. And she says that this is the door James Williams came to. That caught her off guard, and it still scares her today. Mez was wearing a green Yo Gabba Gabba t-shirt and green camo shorts. James Williams was last seen with facial hair and glasses, wearing a black shirt and gray slacks. Unfortunately, that's all police have to go on. So why exactly wasn't an Amber Alert issued? Well, I talked to the Gainesville Police Department. I'm going to have that and more of Tracy's story. That's going to be at 6:30. Live in Gainesville, I'm Bakari Savage, Channel 4, the local station.
2 football players at the University of Florida who were from Jacksonville are facing charges after being arrested earlier today. Court records state the players fired a BB gun in a dorm room. Tyree Cleveland and Rick Wells, both freshman football players at UF. An officer was sent to the dorms at about 11:30 Friday night and found 3 broken windows with small round holes in them. After looking at surveillance video, officers say the 2 men were firing at someone a few hours earlier. The 2 are charged with shooting into an occupied building and criminal mischief.
Law enforcement officials are calling it a calculated assassination. Louisiana's governor held an afternoon news conference to discuss the latest information in the killing of 3 officers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 3 other officers were injured. Mary is standing by with the latest. Mary?
Tarek, intentional and, as you said, an assassination. That description from the superintendent of the Louisiana State Police as investigators interview people and sift through evidence. The shooter has been identified as Gavin Long. Long is from Kansas City, and police say they're trying to determine what exactly brought him to Baton Rouge. The state police superintendent says the officers did what they were trained to do.
Think about this. He hears and heard the gunshots. He saw the guys in that area. This sheriff's deputy, he leaves his cover with his gun drawn and goes back to that place. That's what we're trained to do. We're trained to take care of our own. He is going back to help that police officer.
Ahead at 6, Channel 4's Heather Lee spoke with local law enforcement agencies about their security policies, what they may change in the wake of the Baton Rouge police ambush. Joy?
Mary, thanks. Now to a neighborhood crime alert. Jacksonville Beach police continue to investigate a string of car burglaries. Police say 31 burglaries were reported in May, 34 in June, and so far 10 in July have been reported. Most of the cars show no signs of forced entry. Police are reminding everyone to make sure you lock your vehicle doors.
Covering Clay County now, we now know new information about the Marine who was shot by sheriff's office deputies on Saturday. Police have identified 31-year-old Billy Smith as the person who was killed. Officers were called to Citation Drive after getting a call about a man who was making suicidal threats. Police say when they arrived, they heard 16 to 20 shots fired inside the home. Negotiations went on for several hours, and police say Smith eventually came out of the house and then pointed his gun at officers. At that time, deputies shot Smith. Channel 4's Janice Harris has the latest on the sheriff's office's investigation.
In Clay County, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
Charges are expected against a Palm Coast man accused of firing a gun at a Pokemon Go player Saturday night. We're also seeing a photo of the car damaged in the incident. Here's a look at the bullet hole and flat tires in the back of the car. Police say Michael Pagliaro told them he woke up to people outside his home on Primrose Lane. Police were told Pagliaro heard the two people say, "Did you get anything?" When Pagliaro went outside and stood in front of the car, the two people drove away and fired shots. The Brevard County Sheriff.
The Brevard County Sheriff's Office still trying to find a motive in a hospital shooting yesterday after two people were killed at the Parish Medical Center. This is in Titusville. David Owens is being held in the Brevard County Jail on 2 counts of murder. Court records show the suspect Owens has an extensive history of interactions with police, including mental illness and substance abuse. Titusville police officers say that Owens fired shots shortly after 2 a.m. while on the 3rd floor of the hospital.
A popular restaurant in Unity Plaza closes without notice. Take a look at the sign posted on the door of Sabraga this morning. The restaurant was opened by Kevin Sabraga. He was on the TV show Top Chef. The Jacksonville Business Journal says the reason behind the closure was an issue with the landlord.
Turning now to election 2016, the Republican National Convention is officially underway in Cleveland, Ohio. The GOP will focus on its agenda for the 2016 election. But things didn't start off on the right foot. Speaker of the House Paul Ryan, as you see there, waved the terrible towel of the Pittsburgh Steelers while on the stage. That is the rival team of Cleveland, so that didn't go over too well with the crowd, some calling it a faux pas. Donald Trump's campaign chairman then addressed the media.
Our goal all week is to present a picture of Donald Trump that is broader than just the campaign image that people have developed from the primary season. We recognize as a key part of the purpose of this convention that it's the opportunity to introduce the candidate to a broader spectrum of America that'll be paying attention at this convention.
You can count on our local coverage. Channel 4's Ken Justice is in Cleveland right now for the Republican National Convention. He'll have a live report in the 6 o'clock news. He'll also be in Philadelphia next week for more reports from the Democratic National Convention.
A sinkhole threatening a home in Southwest Florida.
Ahead, why this area is no stranger to sinkholes and what the homeowner is doing about it this evening.
Such a tough thing to deal with. Hey, look, the rains, they started right there at the beach. You're looking at a time lapse of the beach camp here from earlier today. I'll show you the whole play on it in a few moments, but the bottom line is we're in a new pattern. The details are coming up.
And next, slots could be coming to another Northeast Florida county when a county commission will discuss the gaming issue. A major decision about gambling could be put in the hands of St. Johns County voters. County commissioners will decide whether to call for a public vote on allowing slot machines in the county.
This comes weeks after the Jacksonville City Council voted to put slot machines on November's ballot. Channel 4's Krista Moyer spoke to a St. Johns County commissioner about the pros and the cons of this proposal.
Krista Moyer, Channel 4, the local station.
Our 5 powerful radar sweeps give you 5 times more coverage, letting you know when severe weather's coming, hours before it happens. Channel 4 is the weather authority.
All right, take a look at this. Some storm damage left behind. This is in Yulee, earlier this afternoon. Viewer Misty Fowler says her fence and a neighbor's fence blew over, along with a neighbor's trampoline.
Now take a look at this. A large sinkhole opened up at a home in Holiday. This is just outside Tampa. Can you see it in the shadows there? The homeowner has been told to leave. That hole is threatening that home. It is less than 2 miles from where a sinkhole swallowed a car back in 2014.
So you're saying it's a tough neighborhood?
Golly, can you imagine?
No, I've only seen one, and it was scary because it was still happening at the time. You could actually hear it moaning. It was a little weird. Love the storm pin picks. We'll have more of this coming up here tonight at 6:30.
All right, John, we'll see you then. Another American identified among the dead in France from the Bastille Day attack.
Coming up, what one university is now saying about the latest victim of the terrorist attack.
The highest-ranking Baltimore police officer to face charges in the death of Freddie Gray was acquitted on all charges.
Gray died last April after he suffered a spinal injury while he was in police custody. Brian Rice was acquitted of all charges. He chose a trial by judge. Baltimore City Judge Barry Williams made that ruling, and he was the same judge in the cases of 2 other officers who had already been acquitted. One other case resulted in a mistrial. That case will be retried September the 6th.
The University of California, Berkeley says one of its students died in the Bastille Day attack. The university says Nicholas Leslie was among 85 Berkeley students studying in the country for a summer program. Leslie is the 3rd American victim. Last week, the State Department named a father and son from Austin, Texas, killed in the attack. French officials arrested 2 people yesterday in connection with that terror attack that killed 84 people.
Secretary of State John Kerry met with foreign ministers from the European Union in Belgium. He said the United States bond with the EU is unbreakable. He also took the time to speak on the recent failed coup attempt in Turkey.
We stand squarely on the side of the elected leadership in Turkey, which President Obama and I both stated in the course of the events in the early hours as they were unfolding that night. But we also firmly urge the government of Turkey to maintain calm and stability throughout the country.
Kerry also said the government of Turkey must uphold the highest standards for that nation's democratic institutions.
A shipping giant may join the Saturday delivery game.
Ahead, why UPS is considering offering the service that its competition already does after the break.
Helping you watch your money, stocks, they eked out small gains and the S&P 500 closed at an all-time high. Let's take a look. The Dow Jones closing up 16.5 points, the Nasdaq up 26 points, and the S&P 500 up 5 points. More and more people shopping online as they expect the packages to arrive fast. Shipping giant UPS is starting Saturday delivery in a few locations nationwide, not in Jacksonville yet. UPS will test Saturday delivery for the summer. FedEx and the Postal Service, they already deliver on Saturdays. Thanks for joining us. The news continues right now with Tom and Mary.